तो एक तो ये बात है, दूसरी हम कम नहीं हुए, हमने वोट ज़्यादा लिए, अपना परसेंटेज बढ़ाया है। दिस गवर्नमेंट इज गोइंग आफ्टर दीज पीपल, कटिंग दिस इज नॉट अ फ्यूचर ऑफ आवर जनरेशन, सो we cannot depend. People of Avada reacted and then they brought the NDP government in. The basic reason, first of all, that people trusted NDP to support them in this tough time, to give them the as best as education system we could provide. So this time, the government sitting with professionals, with the experts, they have to come up with plans. Jason, can you comment on this?
गुड इवनिंग, नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, आदाब। मैं इंद्रनील चौधरी स्टार कनाडा टीवी की तरफ से आप सबको स्वागत करते हैं। आज हमारे बीच एक स्पेशल गेस्ट हैं, एमएलए जसबीर देओल। उनके साथ गुफ्तगू करेंगे, उनके साथ बातचीत करेंगे इन अ वेरी इनफॉर्मल मैनर। और कोई भी क्वेश्चन इसके बाद आपके पास हो, आप ज़रूर हमें भेजिए। मैं जसबीर जी से पूछ के फिर आपको जवाब भी दूंगा। So our very special guest in the studio is Jasvir Deol. Good evening, sir. How are you doing today?
Good evening, Indranil ji. Sat Shri Akal, Adab, and Namaskar to you and to all the listeners of Star Canada TV.
थैंक यू वेरी मच जसवीर जी। आपको तो हम कम्युनिटी वॉलंटियर, कम्युनिटी लीडर के हिसाब से बहुत सालों से जानते हैं। यू आर टैग्ड एज ए मैन नेक्स्ट डोर। तो आपकी जो सिंप्लिसिटी है वही आपकी खूबी है। तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि आज आप जहाँ पे हैं वो वहाँ पे आप पूरा कम्युनिटी को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। एडमिंटन मेडोज को आप रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। सो इन योर न्यू रोल वी विश यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट। इस समय हम आपसे जो गुफ्तगू करेंगे, हमारे दर्शक को हम बताना चाहेंगे जसबीर देओल एज ए पर्सन कौन है, आपकी फैमिली, आपकी इंटरेस्ट इन लाइफ, आपकी बैकग्राउंड, आपकी पैशन। जब आप कम्युनिटी वर्क या पॉलिटिक्स नहीं कर रहे हो तो फिर आप क्या करते हैं? फ्लोर इज ऑल योर्स।
सबसे पहले इंद्रनील जी बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ आपका। थैंक यू फॉर दोज वेरी नाइस कमेंट, यू नो, दैट्स योर हम्बलनेस, आई विल से। जब मैं पॉलिटिक्स नहीं कर रहा होता हूँ तो मैं क्या कर रहा होता हूँ? तो दिस इज अ वेरी simple or complex question, I think. If I wanted to put it, I will put it this way. So what is not political? You know, politics तो हर एक चीज़ में है। ज़िंदगी में सोते हैं, बैठते हैं, जागते हैं, काम करते हैं, काम ढूंढते हैं, तो स्कूल जाते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स हैं। तो my understanding was that from my very early age, this is I learned, the politics is something the best you can do in your life, you know, because the politics affects every aspect of your life. You know, that is a key role you can play in your life as by participating into the politics. तो वैसे तो मैं क्या करता हूँ कि पढ़ना मेरा शौक है, that have been compromised quite a bit, you know, stretching out myself into quite a bit into the social and community organizations and the political work I do. तो ट्रैवल करना है, वो भी जब टाइम मिले या उसको स्केड्यूल करने की सोचते हूँ। सीखना, घूमना, तो जैसे डिफरेंट कल्चर जो है उनके बारे में सीखना, लर्न करना मेरा पैशन है। कि लास्ट 20 some years में मैंने 15-20 ट्रिप जो एडमिंटन, साउथ, वेस्ट, जिधर भी लगा सकता हूँ, फर्स्ट नेशंस जो हैं उधर उनके लगाए हैं। तो मैं जितना भी हो सका जानने की कोशिश की है, जो अल्बर्टा की हिस्ट्री है, जो जहाँ के इंडिजियस लोग हैं, ऐसे मेरे कुछ शौक हैं। तो फैमिली के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करने की कोशिश करते हैं, बहुत टाइम मिलता तो नहीं है। सो फैमिली इज़ वेरी सपोर्टिव एंड बच्चों के साथ कुछ डायलॉग करने की कोशिश करते हैं। तो जो कम्युनिटी के काम है, कम्युनिटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, सेमिनार चल रहा हो, कोई और फंक्शन हो, गुरुद्वारा हो, टेम्पल हो, so this is how I spend my time when I'm not what I would say subscribe to political job. So that's how I try to spend my time. Thank you.
जसवीर जी, कनाडा की खासियत है, खूबी है, बताइए कि ये है कि ये डाइवर्सिटी है, इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी है। हम लोग सब इमिग्रेंट फैमिली से बिलोंग करते हैं। तो हम जानना चाहेंगे अपने दर्शकों के लिए कि द डे यू लैंडेड इन इंडिया, व्हेन वाज दैट? और तब से लेके एक इन अ नटशेल आपकी जर्नी अप टू द टाइम आप एमएलए बने हैं, वो जर्नी को आप कैसे डिस्क्राइब करेंगे और कब स्टार्ट होती है जर्नी?
93 में मैं जहाँ पे आया था, तो मेरे बड़े भाई थे जिन्होंने मुझे फैमिली क्लास पे हमें इनवाइट किया था, अप्लाई किया था। तो फैमिली क्लास पे हम आए, 93 में आए, तो फैमिली में ही आए थे, मेरा भाई था इधर। तो वन ऑफ द अदर थिंग इज़ दैट माई grandfather, my grandfather's brother, he came to North America in 1906, and and he has the opportunity to be the first priest of the ग्रंथी बोलते हैं हिंदी में, जो स्टॉकटन में पहला हमारा गुरुद्वारा बना 1908 में, उसके वो पहले ग्रंथी भी थे। तो ऐसे जो हमारा परिवार है, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि जो पॉलिटिक्स है, जो सोशल एक्टिविज्म है, ये मुझे फैमिली से मिला है। तो जो मेरे भाई थे जहाँ, वो हमारे आने से पहले पूरे एक्टिव थे हमारी कम्युनिटी में। तो जो एक पीछे छोड़ के आए थे, अपना एक माहौल छोड़ के आए थे, तो उसका कुछ ऐसा विलम्ब नहीं हुआ। सो आई डिड नॉट मिस अ लॉट। सो मुझे एक सर्कल मिल गया उसका। तो अच्छी बात यही थी, जैसे मेरे व्यूज़ थे, पॉलिटिकल व्यूज़ थे, ऐसे लोगों का, अच्छे लोगों का एक मुझे अच्छा खासा सर्कल और प्लेटफॉर्म मिला। तभी से मैं इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे मोर और लेस, कभी ज़्यादा कभी कम, वो एक्टिव हूँ।
ओके, तो क्या आप उस समय आपकी प्रोफेशन या आपकी डे टू डे लाइफ क्या रहा करता था? आई मीन ऑफ कोर्स इन डिफरेंट फेजेस हुआ होगा, इन अ नटशेल।
ऐसे ही सब इमिग्रेंट लोगों की तरह से मैं बोलना चाहूँगा कि जैसे मैंने 1906 की बात की है, 1908 की बात की है, वो जो उस वक्त वो लोग भी थे जिन्होंने मिलिट्रीज में जॉब की थी, शायद हाईली क्वालिफाइड नहीं थे, तो फिर भी वो अच्छे खासे फार्मर्स फैमिली से थे। उन्होंने भी जैसा भी काम, जैसी भी स्ट्रगल उनको करनी पड़ी करी। जो उनके बाद हैं 60s में 70s में लोग आते हैं, हाईली एजुकेटेड लोग आते हैं, दे स्ट्रगल्ड हियर टू, राइट। दे द बिगेस्ट थिंग इज दैट जहाँ पे वर्क कल्चर है, वर्क की रिस्पेक्ट है, एंड दिस इज द मोस्ट आई थिंक ब्यूटीफुल थिंग दैट our people, even if the life they feel it is hard, the role they are going to play is different, but they appreciate the respect we have to work. अगर काम करते हैं तो you can afford the basic necessity very easily here, and the respect you will have. People will not judge you based on what kind of work you do. तो उनकी तरह से मैं लंबी बात ले गया, तो नंबर ऑफ जॉब्स की हैं, I worked in labor industry in many different jobs. I drove a cab as a chauffeur. I worked as an insurance broker. I completed my diploma in tour and travelism. Worked a bit in travel industry. Before 9/11, it was tough. Industry was going through very tough time, and then I chose to change my line in insurance industry. Then पूरे 15-16 साल में I operated my own brokerage, good size of brokerage. And community से बहुत support मिला, so this has been my journey.
So you have been a small businessman too, and created some jobs too, and helped the economy. Very good. About the family के बारे में कुछ बोलिए.
The family, very busy family. Lucky to have this kind of family. I'm married, and me and my wife, my Praveen, she worked many different type of jobs, but for last some time, due to a family situation, I have 3 aging parents, and I have a son, 2 sons, and they're still in school. She stays home now, and she's very supportive. Without her support and my family's support, not only her, like my brothers and my senior family, I would say, without their support and encouragement, this kind of work would not have been possible. Not only family and the friends and the circle I do have, they really pushed me, not only encouraged, they really pushed me into something that I feel my honor to represent my constituent right now, behalf of Edmonton Meadows, the people.
तो जो सबसे अच्छी बात लगी कि आपकी जो फैमिली है उसके साथ आप you're taking care of your parents, so I would presume that parents and in-laws, when you say 3 aging parents, so ये एक बहुत बड़ा मिसाल है जो कि शायद हम वेस्टर्न कल्चर में मिस करते हैं, जो कि the values you're carrying from India and blending it with the Canadian culture. That's very, very good. Okay, so about the next generation, हिंदी में कहावत है कि बाप का बेटा सिपाही का घोड़ा कुछ नहीं तो थोड़ा थोड़ा, so इंग्लिश में भी बोलते हैं like father like son. So in your next generation, do you think there is any interest in politics and they would also represent one way or the other to follow their father's footsteps?
Indranil ji, it depends how do you interpret it. Like जैसे मैंने पहले बोला कि जो भी अपनी फैमिली वैल्यूज़ है, जो कल्चर होता है फैमिली का, एक माहौल मिलता है, उसका डेफिनेटली आप पे इम्पैक्ट होता है, राइट? जो have the impact. So if you say they are having some influence of the political life, then definitely I will say yes. But जहाँ पे जिस सोसाइटी में रहते हैं, इतनी डाइवर्स अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, इतनी कम्प्लेक्स सोसाइटी है, डाइवर्स अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, इसमें उन्होंने अपना करियर क्या चूज़ करना है, दैट डिपेंड. बट मोर ओवर आई विल से लाइक दे आर वेरी वेरी, माई किड्स स्पेसिफिकली, they're very very aware and engaged citizens. And some of the areas sometimes when I just get into dialogue with them, into the conversation, then I feel sometimes like they know much more than us. It's just a kind of pride to have. They really actually fell into the place. Very important to learn around you what is happening around you about this and play your role on whichever position, whichever platform you can do. That's very important.
Very well said, because एक इंग्लिश में एक और कहावत है कि चाइल्ड इज द फादर ऑफ द मैन. सो आप ये बोल रहे हैं कि आपको आपकी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जो है आपके बच्चों से भी सीखने को मिलती है, हम सबको मिलता है. सो एक चीज़ और जानना चाहेंगे कि द रोल ऑफ योर स्पाउस और द बेटर हाफ इन मेकिंग यू व्हाट यू आर टुडे. प्रवीण जी के बारे में आप बोल रहे हैं.
So the kind of family background and the family, I will say the माहौल है जो परिवार का, जो जितनी बिजी फैमिली है, उनकी स्पोर्ट्स के बिना तो there was nothing possible. So the great sport I'm having, sometimes I feel I'm taking too much of it. I need to play my role, to support the family, to balance my role, and I do hassle for this. But the kind of role we are playing, sometimes it's difficult for family, but they're very sportive. Without their sport, there's nothing possible.
So जसवीर जी, हम चले आते हैं मेन मुद्दे पे. हमारी आज की जो टॉपिक है वो that centers around the budget. Of course, we wanted to know more of you. That was very well done. So straight away coming to the point, your take on the budget.
Presenting a budget as a government, I would say the great responsibility any government has to the people of their province or people of their country. I would say the presenting budget is it's between the choices, the ways you wanted to take, the kind of budget, the options the Jason Kani government actually picked. I think it's very sad to say they're disastrous for the Rwandans. You will see very very serious effect, negative effect in coming years. Even we are into, I will say, 2 weeks into the budget yet, and the outcomes of those budgets are really showing very bad on the social services, I will say, and on vulnerable people of our province. So it's very concerning. Even yesterday in the legislature, in the gallery, there was all different kind of people. They are losing jobs. They were sitting, they were showing. So we are sitting waiting for the answer from the government. So are they aware of this? So what they want to say about us? So Jason Kenney, I would say, in a way, when we are in legislature, we are bound to use parliamentary language all the time, and we try to find a nice word to put it in. But in straight in words, if I wanted to reflect my views, he basically lied to win the election, to the Rwandans. All he said, if you remember, as being a journalist, he hired a blue truck, rented a blue truck and drove from one end to the other end of the province. And one thing his slogan was to create jobs, jobs. But he has presented right now as a disastrous that he gave $4.7 billion to the people they needed the least. The corporations, they already had billions of dollars as a profit sitting in their accounts, right? And he chose to put $4.7 billion whole in the provincial budget on the backs of the very vulnerable people in the name of they will create jobs. But so far yet, they haven't created single job. On the contrary, the province has lost 27,000 jobs. Only he pretended to be, this is how he projects to be like biggest defender of the energy sector of Alberta. But in energy sector alone, Albertans has lost like nearly 15,000 jobs since he got elected. So his move, we are very concerned. The other hand, to fund those $4.7 billion, he's going after everyday Albertans. You know, they live hand to mouth. The vulnerable people, they need the help most from the government. The government should look actually to them and be there for them. The people who are on age, right? They're cutting their benefits. When I say the three words age, I was speaking in the legislature. I say like when we are saying age, it means severely handicapped. When we say severely handicapped, you remember in this your mind, severely is a key word in this one. Those are very people, they cannot move, right? They cannot just live themselves. They are permanently on wheelchairs like this. And to fund those corporations, they proved that they are not going to help, not going to create any jobs. Is going after those people, seniors. 46,000 people will lose the drug benefits because the fund, $90 million, the cuts to the seniors. And the families with children, just as ordinary Albertan, Indranil, you probably know, of the family making $50,000 and have two children, you know, how much is it a lot of money to make $4,000 with two children's family? Like, so it's, if the family is making $50,000, they will probably be somehow managing their monthly expense or their day-to-day expense. And the government thinks they are making too much, but government doesn't think that the company who's pocketing billions of dollars is not enough for them. You know, the Husky Energy is a great example. In taking the advantage of those 2-3 months, they pocketed $233 million and laid off people, hundreds of people, and announced their new projects in Wisconsin and Newfoundland. You know, so on the backs of very vulnerable Albertan, this is his path, and we are concerned. And every step of the way, we are standing with the people of Alberta. And Calgary School of Board of School, already, you know, laying off 200 teachers because they didn't get the money they submitted for the projection, the budget they submitted to the government. They got like hundreds of $1 million less than what they have submitted to the government. One hand, they are saying they don't have money, you know. So our NDP government, so one of the biggest thing, they even, you know, championed it. They even, their members in the legislature spoke on this. We, you know, eliminated the child poverty by 50%, you know. So right now they did not provided even, not only cut onto nutrition program, but they did not even fund children, the new children, they will come into school where we have any teachers there. So that's very concerning. That's very concerning. Like specifically to my constituency, I raised the issue to the Minister of Education that my riding with the most populated riding in the city than any other riding. Like, I don't even have one single high school.
Oh my God!
Right. So
most populated in Edmonton.
Edmonton and no high school. And she said, "This is not my job. This is something to do with the public school board, Edmonton Public School Board." When I said like, it is on their priority list. They have been keep submitting you, and this is on their fiscal priority list of 2020 to 2023. And not only that, they also advise government if we don't build a school by 2020, 2022, then we will be out of public school space.
So let me quickly ask you here, you know, a follow-up question. Your points have been excellent. So just about 6 months ago, it was your government, and the person representing in your place was a school teacher. Why was she not able to achieve what you're saying in entire 4 years?
Indranil ji, as I said, first of all, the education minister, Lagrange, that the question I put it to,
Yeah.
she was quite right that this should have been like school board's priority.
Mm-hmm.
So one was this, like Edmonton needed number of schools then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our government invested into 400 plus schools.
Mm-hmm.
They modernized it. I think they have 440 schools. They already built number of schools. This was on the priority list to be built before 2022.
Okay.
This is what we have been asking. But the Jason Kenney, he did a lot of stuff. He signed a grassroots guarantee and then he dumped the candidate in my very own riding
That's
where,
right,
where,
yeah.
where I ran for. And then he signed healthcare guarantee. And you can see the broken promise. The healthcare is not getting the funding. And now he's asking all those, public sector employees to roll back their wages. They have a freeze on their wages for the last 4 years, and they showed the leadership.
Yeah.
During the tough time, they took a freeze. All they wanted to come back to sit on the table because their agreement renewal was due, and Jason Kenney refused to sit on the table, and now they're announcing them to take a rollback. Ben, on the contrary, he gave a raise to, how would I say, unprecedented raise to the people he hired for his own staff, So this is something to do with his choices, the kind of choices he made, but his choices are not serving to everyday Rwandans.
True. So again, to put things into perspective, the history has also said if you make an economic destination attractive, then you have to lower taxes. What the finance minister said, and I was there, I was fortunate to be there listening live at the August legislature. He mentioned that the tax structure of Edmonton is not only one of the best in Canada, but it is also lower than 40 different states in US. So what he wanted to portray there, that Edmonton with the latest tax structure will become one of the important economic destination, and what your government has started, like inviting Amazon and Google, it will be further more attractive with this tax structure. So what is your take on that? Because you said it will be only corporate benefits, but do you think as a small business person or as an investor, the investment environment has been created in such a way that there will be more investment money, more investment dollars flowing into Edmonton?
Indranil ji, this is not just an argument. These are not two arguments. This is a proven fact. One of this, like whichever government in whichever jurisdiction in the world they had applied these principles, they turned out to be disastrous for the public, and they did not create any better result. So this is one argument we were making. We were giving examples. We were giving the facts to the government, so where they're coming from. The second is, you already mentioned Amazon, Google, and even TELUS, 400 billion or millions investment. I don't exactly know the numbers on top of my head. So those investments did not come because of Jason Kenney's, tax rebates. They came during the NDP government's, the tax bracket. So the market, the investors gonna come if they see they have a market for their product. They are not gonna just come if there is no opportunity and no potential to grow their business. It doesn't matter what tax bracket that this or that jurisdiction will have on this. So this is the basic actually principle, and that's why whatever path he took, he has not created even a single job. That's a proven fact. No, the company like Husky Energy already collected $233 million. So just one company, right? So, but they handed hundreds of, I think it was 700 plus pink slips to their employees. They're laying off by collecting. They will not do, and they're announcing their new projects in US, Wisconsin, US, Newfoundland in Canada, not here, because they're looking for where they will have a market to sell their product. So this is something you need to understand. But in a way, I think it's a stubbornness. It's just more than to do about your politics choices you believe in, or you try to fund some specific interest. Why you're trying to do it, you need to answer this. But on the contrary, you're cutting everything. You're just cutting the infrastructure funding, the jobs will be cut. You're cutting on innovation. You're cutting on tech industry. You're cutting on filming industry. You're cutting benefits to each. How does it show that it's working? It is not working.
Okay, but is it not very early to say it's not working, because it's not even 6 months the new government has taken over? They have got certain plans. Maybe they will fail. We do not know.
Sir,
but is it not important to give
in
them an
India,
opportunity to see how it goes?
It was the company in Canada where Jason Kenney stood very tall and announced that $4.7 billion announcement is rollback of 20% tax break to the big corporations, and in Canada, pocketed $54 million, and that very company is even moving where he made his promise, where he just said, these are the companies they will do a business. So it doesn't come.
True. Okay. So in a nutshell, you think that reduction in corporate taxes do not bring in additional investments?
No.
Okay.
If there's no opportunity, that will not bring.
Okay.
Like we had, first of all, like our tax was not like somewhere you will say it's very high tax or it's unbelievable tax. We were still one of the low tax bracket provinces. We need to remember that, right? Even though we had 12%, but one of the lowest tax bracket provinces to the corporations. And the other thing is that during those tax brackets, the tax rate, we had Amazon, that they committed to invest here.
Yeah.
We had number of companies, they invested into petrochemical projects, right? So, but did we see any announcement with any other corporation? Rather, corporations are picking their money and they're leaving the province. But I'm not just making up my philosophical debate or argument. I'm giving you the facts that is there.
So why they're leaving? Do you think that let's talk about Alberta advantage then. Do you think Alberta advantage is still not there where it should be?
Yes, but the thing is that you cannot rely. I just wanted to repeat my answer that it is not a really wise vision to just focusing on one commodity economy. But specifically then when you have opportunity to grow and diversify your economy into many different ways, that's one biggest mistake they're making, right? And when it comes to even his slogans and his rhetorics of defender of the energy sector, that is also questionable, as they had 10 years of their party government and where Jason Kenney had a key role to play, and as a ministry, he was in charge of, I think, Western Canada and South Alberta, something like employment. I don't exactly remember his portfolio, but he has done nothing, Now he's trying to create badges, divide people on this, and use their emotions to just gain make the political gains. Nothing more than that. But he also saying, it's not my word, this is Jason Kenney addressed AUMA during their the annual convention. He said, my cuts will not be as bad as Ralph Klein's cut. So in this case, he admits these policies are disastrous. They will hurt people. That's why he's trying to make Ralph Klein evil. And still, any person or the premier or the leader, whoever it is, if he has political will to serve his people, he will always compare himself with something the person known for best to do for the people of the jurisdiction. But in this case, he picked up the worst person known for the performance of Alberta economy, right? And then he compared himself to them. That's his narrative, not my narrative, right? He said, the work I'm trying to do, it will not be as bad as him, but it will be bad. So on the contrary, because he has no answer, even he tell us, like, when we say $4.7 billion, and he said, we are lying, right? There's no such 4.7 billion number. When in fact, this has been, mentioned and listed on government's own fiscal plan. this
Okay.
government's budgets on fiscal plan, page 144,
Oh,
says
great memory you
yeah,
have.
says $4.7 billion, right?
Okay. Let me ask a very important question and let me ask this in हिंदी क्योंकि हमारी एक व्यूअर हैं उन्होंने मुझे कॉल किया था मोहतरमा वो अपना नाम नहीं बताना चाहती हैं उन्होंने कहा था कि आपकी और आपकी टीम से पूछा जाए कि वो सोच रही थी कि the balanced budget was a thing of the past but at least now she has hope with the new budget that with whatever austerities and difficulties at least she'll be able to see a balanced budget in the horizon which was missing earlier. तो आपका कमेंट उनके लिए क्या है बैलेंस बजट का जो विजन है पहले क्यों नहीं था अभी है क्या एक्चुअली बैलेंस बजट 4 साल में हो सकेगा या नहीं और वो 4 साल मतलब बजट के दिन से 4 साल यानी कि एक और टर्म चाहिए कि शुरू से 4 मतलब 3.5 साल तो कब बैलेंस बजट होगा हो सकता है कि नहीं आप क्या समझते हैं बैलेंस बजट इंपॉर्टेंट है कि नहीं क्योंकि जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ट्रूडो गवर्नमेंट एट दिस पॉइंट नहीं समझते हैं बैलेंस बजट इंपॉर्टेंट है और उनके लिए काफी रीजंस भी हैं मैं गुड और बैड नहीं बोल रहा हूँ देयर आर रीजंस बिहाइंड इट तो आप क्या समझते हैं बैलेंस बजट की जो टेक है आप कहेंगे तो हमारे जो व्यूअर हैं उनको आंसर मिल जाएगा
इंद्रनील जी जो आपने जो क्वेश्चन किया है बड़ा सोच के जवाब देने वाली बात यह है कि जो बैलेंस बजट और डेफिसिट बजट है इसको इतना वो सेंसिटाइज क्यों कर दिया गया है राइट तो जैसे फैमिली में हम बैठते हैं फैमिली चलाते हैं टफ टाइम भी आता है अच्छा टाइम भी आता है तो आपके सामने एक एजेंडा होता है कि कीप द फैमिली गोइंग राइट तो जो बेसिक नेसेसिटी है बेसिकली कोई रोटी नहीं छोड़ सकता है भूखा नहीं मर सकता है दवाई नहीं छोड़ सकता है ठीक है यू विल नॉट प्रॉब्ली enjoy the luxurious life you will probably compromise a lot of stuff that is not necessity part of your daily life right तो जहाँ पे भी ऐसा ही है जब किसी ने गवर्नमेंट चलाना बेसिकली जो डेफिसिट पहले हुआ क्यों this is lack of vision of those government they were in power for decades 50 years plus or at least 44 years one party rule तो
लेकिन सर इसमें नहीं करना चाहिए जो डेफिसिट मान लिए हुआ है लेकिन 4 साल में वो 4 गुना बढ़ भी तो गया है
नहीं एक बात बताइए तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाई वी हैड अ डेफिसिट राइट बिकॉज the when we had a time when we had a chance those government did not really have a vision they were stubborn as they are today they still think they assume the oil is going to go per barrel $150 probably sometime and we're going to do this this is just assumptions on the contrary they don't even believe in diversifying the economy right and we've been to a recession due to the low oil prices in the world market okay? We had only one commodity do it so the government the people of Alberta have spoken they didn't like it the economy was booming the government did not keep anything for tough time and all of a sudden they said we have nothing to do the people of Alberta reacted and then they brought the NDP government in so the basic reason first of all that the people trusted NDP to support them in this tough time to give them the as best as education system we could provide, the healthcare system we could provide, just jobs we could save. We came in this. So to keep everything going, so you have to make choices. So you could even if you could have let everything go, the government probably still would not have the ability to balance the budget because there was no revenue. There was only one commodity bringing the revenue and that commodity was gone. So in this time, the government sitting with professionals, the experts, they have to come up with plans. The Jason Kenney government did the same thing right now. So government made a plan. If we go this path, we can save our education system. We can fix the problem in education system. We can save our healthcare system. We can fix the problem in healthcare system, and we can create more jobs in industry. Like we created, and that during that session time, hundreds of thousands of jobs in service industry, real estate, and wherever we could. So we can keep the economy going, and same time we have this path. These many years, we will come back to balance the budget, right? And then in these many years, we will even clear the debt. And Jason Kenney has no balance, no better, plan than us. We said we will just have a balanced budget by 2023, and he said I will have. He said it, and he already have 2 billion deficit budget this year. He didn't do a balanced budget. He didn't present a balanced budget. So
ओवरनाइट नहीं हो सकता है ना?
No, that's what we were saying. We had to go to deficit budget because of the situation. But we will come to the balanced budget this way, going on this path. That he said same thing. He said deficit, debt, deficit. He came in power. Now he said same thing. Balanced budget एक रात में नहीं होगा. That's what exactly what said. He said we will, if they can do. Even we were on better. We were doing much better than our own projection. On our 2018 fiscal update, but new government has announced, not we did announce it, new government has announced, we had $2 billion surplus than our projection. You know, we were doing much better. Even if it comes to paying off the debt, we said like we will pay the debt in amount of when it goes to somewhere $95 billion, and they said we will clear it before it reaches to $93 billion. Not even big difference. But they choose to create a hole in the budget to give it to his very close friends, big corporations. They're not helping Albertan right now. And we actually chose to back, support the everyday Albertans that they really needed our support, and support defend our education system, even moving step forward and investing into child care, innovations, approximately 8,000 jobs, created in innovation industry and renewable energy sector. And that was something new, and this government, reversed everything back to that, and we're gonna seeing that all those jobs gone. And we invested hundreds of $millions into artificial intelligence, tech sector. And the film industry was another thing that was growing, that found a hope in Alberta. That is the biggest potential going into the future. The BC have, I think, the film industry more than $4 billion revenue every year, and Alberta had a great potential in this, and they also axed big time.
जसवीर जी, एक इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है वो आपके लिए. आप तो लॉन्ग टाइम NDP रहे हैं, न्यू डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी, फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ द व्यूअर. तो कुछ ऐसे व्यूअर्स हैं, खासकर जो इवन कनाडा में नहीं है या कम एंगेज्ड हैं, जब उनसे बात करते हैं वो कंफ्यूज रहते हैं कि NDP फेडरल लीडर की पोजीशन और NDP प्रोविंशियल लीडर की पोजीशन काफ़ी समय डिफरेंट है, और कभी ऐसा भी है कि इट इज़ डायमेट्रिकली ऑपोजिट, दोनों की व्यूज़ कंप्लीटली ऑपोजिट है. से फॉर एग्जांपल पाइपलाइन, तो इसके बारे में आप कैसे एनालाइज करना चाहेंगे, और इसके बारे में आप और आपकी टीम किस तरह से काम करेंगे सो दैट ऑल स्ट्रिंग्स आर पुल्ड टुगेदर?
इंद्रनील जी, थोड़ा तो ऐसा है कि जहाँ जो इस सवाल को इसकी डेप्थ तक जाने के लिए थोड़ा हमको जो कनाडा की क्या बोलूँ कि कनाडा की जो फाउंडेशन है उसको समझने की ज़रूरत होगी. कनाडा इज़ अ कॉन्फेडरेशन country, that's probably only country in the world. So it has provincial jurisdiction, have their own kind of authorities, and whereas NDP, Alberta NDP, we have our own role, and our leadership as our former premier and now the opposition leader Rachel Notley, जो उन्होंने पाइपलाइन पे काम किया है, पाइपलाइन का जो बेसिकली इशू आप बता रहे हैं, तो दैट इज़ हिस्टोरिक इन द सेंस. मैं तभी बोलता हूँ कि जो पाइपलाइन का अल्बर्टा का इशू है, जेसन कैनी भी उसको बोलते हैं, हालांकि मैंने अपने कमेंट्स में बोला कि अगर उनको बोलें कि आप 10 साल जब फेडरल मिनिस्टर थे तो उसने कभी पाइपलाइन लफ्ज़ भी नहीं बोला पार्लियामेंट में, पाइपलाइन लफ्ज़ भी नहीं बोला ही नहीं पाइपलाइन में. तो इट वाज ऑलवेज इशू ऑफ पॉलिटिक्स, बिकॉज होता क्या था कि party would pit people best against east, or one province against the other, and then use this issue for the gain of their political purpose. तो होता क्या था, जो ईस्ट है वो प्रो पाइपलाइन नहीं है, वहाँ जाके कुछ और बोल दिया. जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो लीडर्स जो कंजर्वेटिव्स के भी जहाँ से भी जाते थे वो क्या करते हैं, जहाँ पाइपलाइन बोलते हैं वहाँ जाके अपनी जो सॉफ्ट कर देते हैं आवाज, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट उसी की बननी है जो
नहीं, आप जयसिंह केनी के पॉइंट में हम यहाँ नहीं बात करेंगे, उनका पॉइंट तो आपसे पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू तो कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट है, मानते हैं। मैं हमारी जो पॉइंट है यहाँ पे दर्शक के लिए वो है न्यू डेमोक्रेट वर्सेस न्यू डेमोक्रेट, फेडरल न्यू डेमोक्रेट की सोच वर्सेस प्रोविंशियल न्यू डेमोक्रेट की सोच।
नहीं, ऐसी कुछ बात है नहीं। वी हैव लॉट इन कॉमन। आई वांटेड टू से पाइपलाइन इशू इज this is the issue just
ये तो fundamental to the existence of Canada.
So that's what we were saying, you know. If that was Jagmeet Singh's or whoever's, you know, stand on the pipeline, we have our own record on this, you know. We campaigned one corner to the other corner of this country, and we were the one, we really actually moved the momentum in communities where before our $100 million investment on this to campaign, advertise, campaign and debate this issue across country. There were more people, they were opposing pipeline. You know, that was always the issue of politics. That's why I think it was not helping. That's why the Conservative failed to build the pipeline. But after our work the Rachel Notley has done in this country, the more people in the country support the pipeline. So this issue is not anymore issue that where the political parties will choose to gain the popularity or for their narrow vision, you know, I would say. Okay. So we are very clear. If Jagmeet Singh had one stand on this and we had the other, so we are very known for this.
Future में कोई reconciliation का पाथ अब देखते हैं कि
same team. Reconciliation मैं आपको बताता हूँ, आप the only elected MP member parliament from Alberta, Heather McPherson, very out loudly, you know, supported pipeline.
Yes,
and she doesn't have issue like there's a difference of views sometimes within party even, you know, they're well respected, and we have our views, and we are very very firm on this and clear on this.
Well said. Okay. Next follow up question ये है कि NDP जो है न्यू डेमोक्रेट्स वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग इन एडमिंटन, सो पहले भी रहा है, अभी भी है, लास्ट 5-6 साल से बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग रहा है। तो ये जो एडवांटेज है ये ट्रांसलेट नहीं हो पाती, खासकर रूरल बेल्ट पे, इवन कैलगरी में भी। तो इसके लिए आपकी टीम, आपकी लीडर रेचल नोटली जी, आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं ताकि यू नो 24 सीट से और बढ़ा जाए, खासकर नॉट इवन आई एम लुकिंग एट सीट काउंट्स, कुछ रिप्रेजेंटेशन आए, कैलगरी से भी आए, रूरल बेल्ट से खास कर आए, तब जाके एक यू नो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव टीम बनेगी। इस समय जो है इट इज़ वो आपकी जो 24 लोगों की टीम है, एमएलए की टीम है, इट्स अ रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ ओनली एडमिंटन, इट्स नॉट अ रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ कंप्लीट अल्बर्टा। तो इसके लिए आप क्या ग्रास रूट्स में काम कर रहे हैं और आप क्या उम्मीद करते हैं कि 3.5 साल में क्या होगा?
इंद्रनील जी बहुत अच्छा सवाल किया है। एक तो बात मैं पहले बता दूं कि होता क्या है कि ये पास्ट दी पोस्ट सिस्टम है, तो इससे ऐसे लगता है कोई आदमी 50 वोट से भी हार गया तो उसको बोलते हैं वो क्लीन हो गया उसकी पोस्ट। जहाँ पे जैसे हमने कैलगरी में जो सीट्स लूज की हैं 91 वोट से की हैं, 100 से की हैं, 1000 से की हैं। तो एक तो जो है कि जो पॉपुलर वोट है, पॉपुलर वोट हमने बढ़ाया है। जो वोट हमको 2015 में मिला था तो हमने गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म की थी, मेजॉरिटी गवर्नमेंट, तो इस साल उससे भी ज़्यादा वोट लिए, मगर जो पार्टी वो गवर्नमेंट लूज कर दी।
पॉपुलर वोट इस साल इससे भी ज़्यादा थे।
सो तो एक तो ये बात है। दूसरी, हम कम नहीं हुए, हमने वोट ज़्यादा लिए, अपना परसेंटेज बढ़ाया है। तो इशू था कि जो यूनाइटेड हो गया राइट विंग जहाँ की पॉलिटिक्स थी, उसके पीछे क्या क्या कारण है उसकी मैं डेप्थ में नहीं जाऊंगा, वो लंबी डिटेल की मांग करते हैं। तो वो इकट्ठा हो गया, उन्होंने अपना वोट जो यूनाइट कर लिया, तो चलो उन्होंने इस पर ले लिया। मगर जो पैटर्न था वाई पीपल वोटेड एनडीपी, वो पैटर्न जिसम के नहीं चेंज नहीं किए हैं। ठीक है, जो लोगों ने रिएक्ट करते 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 एकदम रिएक्ट किया दिस इज टू मच, और जेसन कैनी का तो अब से ही रिएक्शन शुरू हो गया। सो स्पेसिफिकली यू सेड लाइक दिस लुक्स लाइक वी आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग Edmonton only. First of all, like we have seats in Calgary, we have seat in Lethbridge, South Alberta, and अब जो जितना रिएक्शन कैलगरी से आ रहा है उतना शायद एडमिंटन से भी नहीं आ रहा। So rural, yeah, and he will make much easier. Rural, we already have Lethbridge is one. We have one seat. We lost other seat in very tough competition, you know, and वहाँ से इतना ज़्यादा रिएक्शन आ रहा है। ऐसे रूरल और पॉकेट्स हैं। तो बेसिकली इसकी डेमोग्राफिक भी अब तो ऐसे हो गई है कि जो मोस्ट पॉपुलेशन 4 मिलियन की है, यहाँ पे 50% से भी ज़्यादा जो है दोनों सिटीज़ में बस रही है। तो जो बैलेंस है वो सिटीज़ कंट्रोल करती है, सम वन और द अदर वे।
ओके, साहब काफ़ी होपफुल है।
काफ़ी होपफुल।
ओके, अब हम दर्शक के लिए फेवरेट राउंड बजर राउंड शुरू करेंगे। यही कंक्लूजन है। लास्ट में आपके 2 मैसेजेस आपकी कंस्टिट्यूंसी के लिए लेंगे, यही खत्म। तो ये जो बजर राउंड है, इसमें एक वर्ड या एक सेंटेंस देंगे और उसके बाद आप इलाबोरेट करिए जिस तरह से भी आप चाहें। इट्स ऑल योर्स। ओके, तो शैल वी स्टार्ट?
Oh, I thought we already done.
Well said. Okay, so the first question is clean energy from the perspective of Miss May, who has said in 10 years time she wants to see the end of fossil fuels.
मैं ब्रीफ रहूँगा इस पे। मुझे लगता है कि ऐसा पॉसिबल नहीं होता कि डेट लाइन इस पे कर दें जो एनर्जी सेक्टर पे अभी पॉसिबल नहीं है। मगर दूसरी बात है कि जो क्लाइमेट चेंज है दैट इज़ वेरी रियल, वी नीड टू रियलाइज दैट, वी नीड टू एडमिट इट एंड वी नीड टू इनिशिएट सम वर्क राइट नाउ, यू नो। एंड तीसरी बात है कि जो एनर्जी सेक्टर की बात है अल्बर्टा के लिए, सो दिस इज़ नॉट वेरी वाइज विजन टू जस्ट कीप डिपेंडिंग ऑन वन commodity. We need to diversify our economy and we need to do it right now, and that's what we have started, and that's our vision.
Okay. The stopping of the rail cars, रेल से एनर्जी जाने वाली थी, नॉटली गवर्नमेंट के समय उसको बंद कर दिया गया। व्हाट शुड बी द रिएक्शन और आफ्टर इफेक्ट ऑफ दैट?
देखो उसका इफेक्ट सीधा हुआ कि $4.7 billion टैक्स के हुए, एंड देन almost $5 billion जो रेवेन्यू उधर से आना था। So it turns out to be near like $10 billion in 4 years में, that's a whole the UCP government has created into the budget. And उसको पे करने के लिए उन्हें जो मोस्ट लोग सूक्ष्म होते हैं, कैसे बोलते हैं, vulnerable होते हैं, मुझे हिंदी का वो शब्द याद नहीं आ रहा, they most need your help, right? So उनके पीछे उनके बेनिफिट्स का, तो हेल्थ केयर जो है, देखो मैं बता रहा हूँ कि अल्बर्टा है जो मेरी साउथ साइड में, इसको एडमिंटन की बात कर लेता हूँ, एडमिंटन साउथ साइड, since the Greenan hospital is built, you know, it has grown quadruple probably amount of, you know, population all the way to south of Anthony, and when the Greenan was built, Melbourne was not even fully developed, you know. So we need more hospital. So to do that, this government is going after these people, cutting this. This is not a future of our generation. So we cannot depend on this.
Middle class.
So middle class is the backbone of any healthy society, I would say. The middle class is the one that keep economy moving. If you will not, you know, hold the hands of middle class, then you will fail everywhere. So that was the biggest step we did. I know that was a tough time. We raised $15 minimum wage, you know, but that helped the small scale industry kept going. If that wouldn't been there, that would have been made very difficult for not for ordinary people, the people at large in the world.
Future of LRT in comparison to the the latest budget which was announced.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always finding a nice word to...
Especially millboards.
Yes, I'm always trying to find nice words to explain and put this the Jason Kenney decisions into perspective, but it's drastic, and the future of LRT and the Green Lines in Calgary is very uncertain, and not only us, the mayors of both the cities, and the councils of both the cities are speaking these concerns very out loud, and not only this, the rural communities, Jason Kenney run on the platform of, controlling the crime in rural communities, right? And now he's cutting budget on police. There will be less police people. And if they wanted to keep those police people and increase police, they will have to raise taxes. Same thing to Edmonton. If they got to keep those things going, like millions and millions of dollars budget cuts to schools, to police. Even the Calgary police chief said, given these Jason Kenney cuts, we have to let go 200 policemen. You know, and the comments of the finance minister and the justice minister of Alberta are very, very sad to hear. He's saying he's a Trudeau's mayor, liberal mayor, this police of chiefs is one kind of person, characterizing those people personally instead of answering the questions.
Property taxes to go up.
It has to, like, that's another stuff, like the conservative government always say, the centrist politics or the left politics, NDP, liberals, always raise tax for the people. In this case, he came in power, he gave the tax break to the super rich corporation, 1% of the people, and he raised the taxes, by de-indexing the taxes. The Albertans will pay now $600 million more in taxes. And the city governments and the local governments will have to raise the taxes to generate the revenue to keep their projects going.
What about chartering a plane now to go to
another you can city? See, there was that's a conservative culture. That's what we have been saying it. Yeah. One way you're asking public sector employees to take a rollback in your wages. You are asking lay off nurses and frontline workers and less teachers in schools. You don't want to fund the students in school. You are cutting the benefit of the people on age. On the other hand, you're spending the money like this. You need to answer. We asked him in the session, dare to come clean and refund back money to the
it was done by his predecessor.
The predecessor done the same thing, and she
money.
had to even resign, due to that in a midterm. In this case, Jason Kenney is very different personality, we know, but the people will speak up.
It reminds me of Mr. Harper carrying his armored vehicle to India. I think there was no security. But anyway, thank you very much. But most importantly, in the end, we would like to know top 3 messages from you to the Edmontonians, to the Albertans, and most importantly to your constituents at Edmonton Meadows. How you would like to be remembered, and how would you like to leave a legacy behind you?
First of all, I just wanted to thank you, my constituents, my friends, and the team that ran very powerful campaign, in Meadows, and the people who voted for me, they put their trust in me, gave me the opportunity to represent their voices in the legislature. I'm feeling so humble and so honored to do this. And as I was always a grassroots worker, the community person, I'm working the same way, as accessible. First of all, this is my biggest pledge, you can say. My commitment is that I will always be accessible in my community, regardless if someone voted for me or someone did not vote for me. I'm there for community. And I'm taking their feedback, I'm learning from their issues, I'm taking back those issues. This is how we can work together. I raised the voices that of our high school need in the community, and specifically my riding is the most ethnic riding in the city of Edmonton, right? And the government, the Alberta government has cut the community initiative grants and community facility grants, a lot of grants, and Alberta human rights grants, big times. I've been fighting with the government, and the minister has come to say me that she would have be happy to learn if I would bring the case by case basis. The people are feeling that they're not being fairly dealt with. But I know if you cut the program, if you cut the funding, this is going to happen a lot. But behalf of my constituents, I am there, and my office is always open. It's 10 to 5, 5 days. The phone number is 780-466-3737. But I say to my people, this is constituency office and this is your office. This is your office. It is open anytime for you. Anything we can do, that will be our honor to serve you.
Wow. Well said. That was Mr. Jasvir Deol. He is a recently elected member of Legislative Assembly of Alberta from the constituency of Edmonton Meadows. This is Indranil Chaudhury signing off from Star Canada TV. Thank you. Shabba Khair. Goodbye.